We need 325 grams of water. Let me close the fucking door. I got romper room here. Cut. You hear the kids in the background? One in the chat if you can hear the kids in the background. I can't do a fucking show here with this. Cut. Have the door open. I try to get fresh air in here by having the door open, but then we have the kids that, I don't know, they moved in like 8 months ago or so. This lady with 2 kids. And they just basically use the yard over here as their little playground, and they just got roller skates today around. I don't know what the fuck they have, these little motorized little scooter things. Anyway, I don't mind having the kids around. It's just, it interferes with my show, as you can see. It interferes. Did you hear them? Chat, did you fucking hear them? I'm trying to do a fucking show here. Action! Okay, so today we're gonna be making bagels. Step 1, which is day 1. We're gonna make the bagel dough. So it calls for 325 grams of water, and this is my recipe because I took many different recipes that I found on YouTube, and then I kind of made my own recipe from everything that I've learned from other people on YouTube. So this is an original OG Geezer bagel recipe. Now, what you want to do is you want the water to be between 110 degrees Fahrenheit to about 122 degrees Fahrenheit for the yeast, because we're going to add yeast to the water. So I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. We'll start off with 1.5 minutes. And in the meantime, let me measure out the active dry yeast. For this recipe, it calls for 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast. But so when you do the measurements, like about 3 grams of active dry yeast is about 3 grams. So, like I said, if I give you my recipe, there's not going to be any mucking around with cups and spoons and shit like that. The measurements that I'm going to give you is pretty much precise. So if you follow my instructions precisely with the measurements, which are measured in grams, you probably will not fuck up when you cook bagels at home as well. But this is day number 1. Day number 1 is making the dough. You gotta let it ferment in the refrigerator 1 to 3 days. The more you let it ferment in the refrigerator, the more of like a sourdough type taste it gets. So, right now, I'm going to show you guys live how to make the bagel dough. So 3 grams of active dry yeast. Fleischmann's active dry yeast. Yeast, I mean. When you're born in Italy, you always have a hard time pronouncing the Y. So we have difficult Italians from Italy. There's no words in Italian that goes like that. There's nothing in our language, the Italian language, that goes yeah. So we just say yeast. We try to say yeast, but we can't say yeast. We're going to put a tablespoon of sugar in there. Don't really need that much sugar. So I don't want to put a tablespoon of sugar. I just want to put enough sugar in there to activate the dry yeast. We'll put like maybe 3 grams or 1 gram of sugar. Put 1 gram of sugar in there just for now. Activate the dry yeast. We're going to spin around that active dry yeast into the water. We're going to make sure that the active dry yeast is dissolved in the water with a little bit of sugar to make it come alive. Now, some people use a little honey, a dab of honey. Yeah, honey or sugar will definitely activate the dry yeast. All right, so We're gonna wait 15 minutes for about 15 minutes will take. When we see some bubbles, you know that the yeast has come alive. So we're gonna put the timer for 15 minutes to make sure we see bubbles for the active dry yeast to come alive. So pay very closely attention to this. 550 grams of bread flour. I'm personally using this brand here, King Arthur. There we go, a little bit over. There we go, 550 grams of bread flour. Put this in the cabinet. So with this, with the sugar, we add a tablespoon of sugar, but a little bit less because we put like a gram of sugar in there. We'll put the sugar in this mixture here with the flour, right? Now we need 10 grams of salt, and I am really particular about my salt. And for this, we're using Himalayan salt. Yes, Himalayan salt specifically, you want to use that salt for this recipe for some reason. It makes a difference. Now, definitely, brown sugar is the key to this. But if you don't have, it really calls for barley malt syrup. That is hard to come by. Now, here's the substitutes you can use. You can use maple syrup or brown sugar. I find that brown sugar works great. I've done it before. So we're going to add a tablespoon of brown sugar. Tablespoon of brown. I just opened this up, so I got to be careful. I got to find a container for this. Now let's go ahead and mix this all together into this mixture here. So what you want to do now is add, don't add all of this water, add maybe half of it for now. This is so much different than making pizza dough, chat. It's not the same. It's a different method. So I'm going to mix that all together. I'm probably going to use my hands because the best way to mix it is by hand. I'll tell you one thing, never get discouraged when it's all in this consistency. It's normal. You just got to keep working it and it should come together. And then we can also add a little bit more of flour or water. You can just, by the consistency, you can just feel it. I think if you just follow my recipe though, you probably don't have to do much. I might add like some flour on the countertop when I'm kneading it so it doesn't stick to the countertop. See how it's coming together? Yeah, I'm going to use my hands because I can accomplish so much more with my hands than using this. I can totally mix it better with my hands. And we're trying to work neat. We're not trying to have a disaster zone in the kitchen after we get done doing this. And we probably put it on the table here. I might add a little bit more flour on the table so it doesn't stick, but right now you just got to keep working that dough until it becomes smooth. Get all that out. From there, we go back in here and get all of that flour and everything till this bowl is like clean. You got to work it, dude. You got to spend some time on it, though, chat. You know, you got to just spend some fucking time on doing this, chat.
Rabinator sent $10 and back from the vet hospital. Good to see you again, no Gizio.
Ravenite, good. Hope all is well with you, Ravenite. Our thoughts and prayers was for you. Hopefully everything's hunky-dory with you. Thank you so much, Ravenite. Hopefully you're getting better. Big up the Ravenite. It's probably going to make it to the cut of this video edit too. But look how this is coming along. It's coming out very well. Look how this dough, and you're going to put a little pressure on it, a little body weight. But look at that consistency of that dough. And it's not like a pizza dough. Remember, this is like a bagel dough. So this is different than our normal doughs that we usually make. Doesn't have to be smooth, by the way. That's pizza dough that has to be really smooth. I'm going to tell you the truth because there's so many different methods out there. And I found a method that works.
Hey, send $15. Show us how funky you can get out, geezer.
5 minutes of fun.
The beat sour. I'm gonna set the record straight, and I hope that it is not too late. If you want the best, I won't settle for less. Put your money on me, I'm your best bet. Come on, 1 for the trouble, 2 for the bass, 3 for the ladies, 4 for the play. 5 minutes of fun, this ain't no jump. So pull your bottom off the tree stump. Ladies real.
All right, chat. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for the bagels? One's in the chat. So, I took the dough out of the refrigerator and it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. I'll show you what the dough looks like. As you know, the dough has, increased in size. Look at that. Here's the dough. This is a damp cloth. So out of the fridge for about an hour and 30 minutes so far. And now I want you guys to pay, because I'm going to post the instructions, the recipe on the final video. But for now, you guys want to pay close attention here on the finale here of making the dough. So we're gonna get some parchment paper ready here first. Parchment paper. We'll go with 2. You can make 8 bagels. We want to grease the parchment paper. Let me soften up this butter a little bit first. We're going to grease the parchment paper up with butter. We're going to put this on the side. Grease this one up too. We're going to have 8 bagels. So the yield is 8 bagels with this recipe. 111 each, or you can eyeball it. Just divide it in 8 doughs, but about 111 grams each. That's 4. And it's probably going to be off like a motherfucker. I can tell you that much, but these 111 grams each. And don't worry, when we do the final edit, it's not going to be as tedious. We're going to fast forward a lot of these steps. They put in fast motion video. Video speed will be fast motion, but you just don't want any air pockets. So you want to make sure it's sealed. See? You want to make sure it's sealed. That's the main thing. And then round it out. As best you can. Alrighty. Now, what you want to do is flatten it up a little bit. Go like that. Flatten it up. Now this is very important. Now watch this step here. Go right in the middle, like so. And you want about two inches. You want about 2 inches here. And place it down like so. Maybe we'll get better on this one here. With a little practice, we'll get a little bit better. About 2 inches in the hole there. And carry on and proceed to the next bagel. There's 8. Some of them might a little, we touch them up a little bit now. 20 minutes. There. We're going to let it rise a little bit. 20 minutes. Echo. Set timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
We got the water boiling here. We can simmer it now. Simmer it down. Now, pay attention to this part here. This is 2.8 liters of water. You can either use three tablespoons of barley malt or brown sugar. I'm going to use brown sugar because I can't find fucking barley malt and malt. I mean, it's called barley malt. Or, I mean, you can use maple syrup too, but fuck it, I'm going to stick to this because I know the brown sugar works good here. 1, 2, 3. I have baking soda in here somewhere. I know I have baking soda in here. Cornstarch. Oh, that's baking powder. It calls for baking soda. All right, just stir that around. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Make sure that brown sugar is dissolved in there. You don't want to burn your fucking brown sugar. In the meantime, let's make sure that this is simmering. You don't want it boiling. You want to boil it at first and then simmer it. In the meantime, I want to get egg wash because let me get the egg wash ready here. You got some sesame seeds here. You can get everything bagel mix. You can make your own mix. Poppy seeds you can probably get from the store. Those salt things, but I'll tell you what, we're just gonna do the fucking sesame seed, but for now, pardon the linguistics, right now, let's get an egg wash going. Maybe 2 eggs, I think 1 egg should be sufficient. Anyway, let's get that going. We might need more, but I doubt it. That's the egg wash.
Ravenite sent $8. Bagel madness ensues.
Ravenite! And then we're gonna make some. We're gonna emulate the Foxy Loxy at Bagel Mania that was disgusting and was fucking hard as a rock, and I'm gonna do it better than fucking Bagel Mania. Yeah, disappointed on that bagel. Fucking overpriced. 18 bucks for that. Oh well, you can't win them all. $18 for a fucking bagel. God, I can do it myself better. I can do it some. I can make my own bagels at home and do it better. My bagels come out perfect. It's nice and my bagels are soft. This bagel was hard. Wait and see, chat. All right, so they're ready. You want 1 minute on each side. You want to gently place this in here. Gently place the bagel in there.
1 minute, starting now.
Oops, yeah, flip these over now.
One minute, starting now.
You want it so it's facing the good side up.
Anonymous sent $8.
Now.
Alright, so this is for the fucking video edit, so I'm gonna have to edit that song out. But thank you so much. But don't worry, we have plenty of footage to go by. We have plenty of footage. And once again, we're gonna put egg wash on those. Egg wash on those. We're gonna hurry up and do egg wash. You wanna do it, you wanna hurry up and put the egg wash on there and the seeds. All right, now it's time to stick them in the oven. For 15 minutes. We're gonna put them in the oven for 15 minutes and then flip them over for another 5 or 10 minutes. I'm gonna put it on the top rack. I'm gonna put it in this rack here. On the bottom, where's the? There we go. Put this in there like so, and 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
Who knows? We might continue to make fucking bagels more because you know what? Man, it's absurd. Even Einstein bagels sucks. Yeah, see how they look. Yeah, they're looking good. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Don't shoot, don't shoot. And I still haven't I have to edit that Bagel Mania fucking review too. So I have some lot of work to do. I have to. Scale of 1 to 10. I'm sorry to do this, but I have to be honest. Scale of 1 to 10. It's a fucking 5. This the bagel is fucked up. See, split these over.
Second timer, 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Can you wait? One in the chat. That one looks perfect. Right Ho! That's a real fucking bagel right there. Scale with the 10. And not skimpy on the fucking lox. Cream cheese on both sides. Scale of 1 to 10, that's a fucking 9. That's how it should be done. Nice amount of cream cheese. Nice amount of the lox. The capers is an afterthought. Slicely thin tomato. The fucking bagel in itself. My God. Winning! And that is how you make a bagel.